Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Carm Capriato, and it is another CarmCast. And this is part of that series that I continue to do called the Why and How series. And today we're talking about improving your capabilities and processes. And we say get lean, and it's all about lean process management. We're coming to you live from the Remarkable Results Radio podcast studio. And of course, we're out on all kinds of social media. We're out on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. And if you're with us by any chance, check in with your city, give us a like, a comment, or even give us a share as we work very, very hard to bring you all this great automotive aftermarket business acumen. Hey, I'd like you to meet my guest, Craig Caudill from Fine Tune Auto, the manager out at the Erie, Colorado location. Hello, Craig.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, I'm great, man. Now, Craig is extremely qualified to be here. He's got a lot of experience having worked for Hennessy, right?
Yes, yeah,
And implementing lean and bringing all that great Hennessy equipment to the field that I think we've known for forever. And now you're managing Kenny Wedow's brand new location in Erie, Colorado.
absolutely. We're excited.
And so that everyone knows and understands that we did a shop tour of this beautiful shop in Aftermarket Weekly episode 47. And I want you to go there and see, because you're not going to appreciate what we're going to show you to the depth that that shop tour will show you. Hey, look at who's joined us. Just Mike Dela Cruz is here, and guess what? I want to talk about our great sponsor for this show, Broadly. Now, are you seeing auto shops in your area get hundreds of 5-star reviews, and are you feeling kind of left behind because your shop only has a few? Well, hey, look. Broadly is your answer to getting more online reviews. Now, with more reviews, your business will rank higher in search results, and that means more customers coming into your shop every day. Broadly helps you automatically request reviews so that your customers can promote your business with just one click. Now, when you immediately ask for a review after service, when the experience is still fresh in their mind, you're more likely to get a 5-star positive review. Plus, asking for feedback makes your customer feel valued and more connected to your business. Now, isn't that what you want? A connected customer? Hey, see how Broadly can help you grow your shop. On the web at getbroadly.com/carm and learn more, please visit getbroadly.com/carm. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and thanks. Before we get into this heavy subject, this Friday, the Town Hall Academy Comebacks, Prevention, Reputation, and Cost. Bruce House is going to be with us, Tom Lambert, and Dave Groen. It'll be a great episode. We've done one previous a little while ago. And I'm telling you, if we have to worry about stuff, it is Comeback's Reputation. Hey, Craig, so happy you're here, my friend. He brought pictures. He brought knowledge. How do you want to start? You want to talk about lean, or you want to start showing some pictures? What do you want?
Yeah, lean is essentially based off of the Toyota production system. Lean is all about eliminating waste in your processes. Waste is anything that does not add value to the customer's experience. So there's kind of like 7 essential wastes in lean. The first being motion. Any excessive motion that your techs are doing, your riders are doing, when they're away from their workstation, they're not producing anything of value for the customer.
Yeah.
So one of the ways we cut down on that here, we use instant messaging through our shop management system. Our techs I've got one right now on my screen. Techs send us messages telling us, the inspection is complete, my diagnosis is complete, so you can instantly, switch over from what you're doing to the work order to, address the customer need
Because now all the information is there, and you can't act on it if you didn't know.
Yes, and it eliminates the tech walking up to the front desk, away from their workstation, so they can immediately move from that diagnosis to another vehicle that they're working on. They don't waste. And I mean, I realize we're talking, a matter of minutes, but still every minute counts in a shop. We all know that.
I think if we all stopped for a moment, Craig, and I trust me, I bet you've done this, and we started to do time studies on stuff, we would realize, oh my, we've got to fix this. And how do we fix it? Well, you've got to adopt that lean process, Kaizen, continual improvement mentality. And I had a chance to see a warehouse years ago, 20 years ago, that was implementing this. And every pallet was painted on the floor. That's where they were. The ladders were in a certain place. And we started to ask questions, and they said, do you know how much time we spent looking for stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. Anytime you're going to implement lean in a shop, you're going to need to start with a 5S event. 5S is another part of TPS as far as the production, and it's got 5 essential tenets to it. You start with sort. So essentially, you break out everything that you have in the shop and see if it's absolutely necessary. If it's, I know we've all got, that wiring harness laying around that, we think we might use, and it's just excessive clutter. And then you move on to set in order. So once you have all of your essential items identified, you're going to set them in order. We've got some slides here, I think.
Yeah, you want to show one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's bring up one of those slides. There you go.
So every piece of our shop equipment is got a specific place that it goes back to its home every night or when it's not in use. So that prevents waste of time with my technicians when they're looking for the transmission jack or a pole jack or a jack stand. They're not, it brings no value to the customer for you to be walking around the shop for 10 minutes looking for equipment that you should know exactly where it is. So every piece of our shop equipment has its place, and I do a 5S walk every night at the end of the day to make sure that everything goes back in its place. You can also barely see in the slide up there is a picture of that area. Kind of.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yes.
So that picture shows me, or shows anybody, it gives anyone the capability to walk through there and see how that area is supposed to be.
Let me ask you a question, Craig. I pull the drain container, I wheel it over, I do an oil drain transmission, whatever. When I'm done with that, I don't leave it here because I think I'm going to do another job. Do I take it right back to its home?
Our lube techs, our GSs, they keep theirs at their station throughout the day because that's all they're doing is oil changes all day long. But our line technicians, if they're doing, a transmission, drain and fill or a pan or anything
Sure.
They will wheel it back over there once they're done and wheel it back when it's necessary. Because if it's just sitting at their station, it's clutter. It's unnecessary to be there. So,
I'm pretty impressed with the number of equipment, identical pieces of equipment that you have, like these jack stands, but they've got a home.
Yes. Yeah. Everything has a home. You can see even the four little jack stands that we have over there are labeled.
Yeah.
Home. So,
and what's the idea of cordoning off with the white red tape?
It's just an identifier. It's a visual marker for, it keeps everything in its exact spot. So we've taped off, and there's just enough area for those 4 jack stands to be in that spot.
I see. That's their home. That's where they live. That's their address, if you will.
Yes.
And the picture on the wall shows what it should look like at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then in 5S, the third one would be shine. So after everything is in its place and, where it's supposed to be, then we're going to clean. And cleanliness is a tenet of ours that we've all been in dirty shops. They're uncomfortable to work in. They don't present well to the customers. We want our shop environment to be one where we could walk a customer back there and they feel, like they're still up in our waiting room, our showroom. So
So what you mean is it's non-negotiable.
it
It
is
has to be clean.
it is non-negotiable. We clean our shop, but it's constant. My lube technicians, if the floor is dirty after a job, they mop that bay. It's not wait till the end of the day. It's immediate. So
And it must be part of your culture. It must be ingrained.
yes, yeah, and moving on in the 5S's, the next would be Standardize. So that is building all of these processes and SOPs, so that your technicians don't ever have to question, hey, what am I supposed to be doing right now? They already know. So that's another waste elimination right there.
Sure.
They're not wasting time standing around going, well, I'll wait until Craig comes back here and tells me what to do. They know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, so when you bring on someone new, Craig, and they want to wait for Craig, I mean, what's the level of indoctrination into the 5S's that they get?
It was a challenge at first when we first opened the shop, because everybody came from different environments and, of course, different backgrounds. But once they saw the value in it, it was very, very easy to implement. No one likes wasting time or wasting money or anything else. So once we built that culture within the shop, when you bring somebody else in new, it's already, it's kind of, they learn it through osmosis, because it's, it's just the way that the shop runs, and they kind of, fall in line almost, immediately.
They probably never want to go back to the old way, whatever the old way was, wherever they worked. They probably love the structure and the environment.
Yeah. I mean, it seems kind of, militaristic or whatever. It's very, very, very structured.
Very disciplined is what
Very
you're saying.
Is what it is. But at the same time, I think people, enjoy that in a work environment. They don't want to be questioning, well, what's my day going to be like today? Or, it changes, from day to day. No, our guys know exactly what it's going to be like every day when they come in.
You've got more pictures to show, and I want everyone to realize the level of organization that this place has, and I'm sure you can tell us all the benefits of that.
Absolutely. We have our parts returns and cores. They're all labeled specific to the parts suppliers. So when my parts delivery drivers come in, they see exactly what's going to be returned or what's a core, and it's in their section. They know it's their part. And so they grab it up. So I don't have, cores and returns, getting lost, because that's another waste. That's just, and then wasted excessive inventory. They come in, grab their stuff, and it goes right back on our account.
Perfect. What was the final 5, the 5th S?
The 5th S is sustain. So that goes back to, it's a cycle. So
got it. So here's another great picture. And are those prices there?
Those are inventory rooms. They're actually barcodes. They're what the retail prices are on the filters. So
isn't that a little overdone, because those prices could change? Yes.
Those prices could change, but that is from Advance. They come in and replace those stickers anytime that there's a price.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, okay. They're doing that for you. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's smart. So they could probably quickly take an order through the barcode too, right?
Yep. And that's how they come in and order. So, and then plus they know if a product's missing, because there is a sticker right in front of it. There should be a product for every sticker there that matches the barcode. So it's easy on our parts suppliers when they come in to order. They don't waste a lot of time. We don't have a lot of waste as far as our inventory turnover goes, because everything has its exact place on the shelf.
Wow. Great and highly organized. Again, let's look at some chemicals here. The same thing.
Yeah. Everything, like I said, literally everything in this shop has a place and its home.
Pinch me. It's so organized. Wow. And once you get this thing set up, Craig, and your people are putting the parts away, it probably becomes second nature that it's just got to be clean and organized.
It does. It's visual. When you walk into our parts room, once you've been here a while, you know exactly what you're looking for and where it's going to be. You're not spending time, I don't have, 100 different types of coolant on the shelf, and they're all not shuffled around. They're actually all set up into they have their own section as far as domestic and Euro and Asian vehicles. So that's we even, organized down to that level. So.
Great. Again, everyone, CarmCast on the whys and the hows of how to improve your world. And we're talking lean process management with Craig Caudill, the manager out at the Erie location of Fine Tuned Automotive. If you'd love to see a full-blown tour of this place with Kenny Wedow, you can see that on Aftermarket Weekly episode 47. Now, the 7 wastes in lean processes, you brought that with you too.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
I think we kind of covered motion as far as that's one of the big wastes.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We started with motion.
Especially in a shop. The second is inventory. If you've got excessive inventory, you're not bringing any value to the customer with stuff that, if you've got, like I said, we don't have a million different kinds of coolant on the shelf. We've got our top 6, top 7 that we move all the time. So if I have a specialty coolant that I need to have in, I'm not going to stock, 3 gallons of that for, I don't know, like the BMW blue coolant that we might use,
sure.
once a month, once every 2 months or something like that.
That's a non-issue. You're just going to get that delivered.
Yeah, I'm just going to get that delivered because if it's on the shelf, it's taking up valuable real estate that could be utilized by something that I do turn over, constantly throughout the week. So, excessive inventory, and plus there's inventory carrying costs.
Sure.
That we all know that if it's sitting on the shelf, it's already paid for.
It's an investment. It's an investment that's got to turn.
Yes, it's got to turn, because if it's just sitting there, it's wasted money. So, the third kind of crucial waste is waiting. So how we eliminate that is we have our technicians input into the system precisely the parts that they need, so that there's no confusion when our advisors go to order their parts through WorldPack or Advance or whoever we're ordering it through. It gets put in the system, it gets ordered immediately, and then we update the lead time in the management system to let our technicians know, hey, this is when the order was placed. This is when we're expecting those parts to be delivered. So they're not, twiddling their thumbs. They're moving on to something else. If there's going to be, a lead time on a part, if it's a day or 2 days or whatever it's going to be, that car is going out and a new car is coming in to its space. So
these are great pointers. Great pointers. Number 4.
Number 4 is defects. So in the shop environment, defects are going to be comebacks essentially. So anytime that you have a vehicle come back into the shop, the customer is not going to be paying for that time that the car has come back, because they've already received a delivered car that they expected to be fixed right the first time. So you've got, another hour or 2 hours of a technician taking a look at something that should have been fixed right the first time. So that's just another waste.
It's amazing. We're doing the show Friday, the live town hall on comebacks, and you say the word defect. Are you saying that you do the research in depth? What happened? Was it the part? Was it us? Are you tracking comebacks defects?
Yeah, we categorize our defects as far as whether it was a parts warranty issue or it was, a legitimate comeback where we either misdiagnosed the vehicle. We have a QDIP board outside. So we have QDIP is kind of an acronym for the 4 key metrics that we measure here. It's quality, delivery, inventory, and productivity. So the Q in the shop area back there is equal to or less than 0 comebacks per day.
Got it. Okay.
So every day that's tracked, and if we do have a legitimate comeback, we either color the square green or red for each day. So if there's a red mark up there, we had a comeback, that was actually attributed to something that we did here in the shop.
Okay, great. Number 5.
Number 5 is overproduction. What that is doing more than what the customer has requested. We do digital video inspections here, and that is value added to the customer because they get to see, any issues that they might not be aware of with the vehicle. Now, when we get into those inspections, we don't, we're not testing every system in the car. We're not, checking, to make sure that their radio presets are right or anything like that. Those are things that don't add value to the customer. It's really the safety issues and the maintenance issues with their vehicles that we address during the digital.
Okay. All righty.
So the 6th one would be transportation. And that goes mostly to movement of vehicles in the shop. Once we have a vehicle in, we try to diagnose the vehicle, get all the parts ordered, and everything done in a single day. Because if you're moving cars in and out of the shop, shuffling them around all the time, that's wasted time and energy of your technicians. So one of the key tenets to that is an accurate diagnosis the first time. And then, identifying every issue with the vehicle so that we can get all the proper parts ordered.
Does a tech have 2 bays under his responsibility or just one?
Yeah. Line technicians have 2 bays and our GSs have one shared bay.
Got it. Okay. Number 7 on lean wastes.
That is over processing. That is more on the management side of things. You don't want to develop processes that are so complex that, your tech has to break out, a bullet point sheet every time that they do, an individual task in the shop. You want to simplify everything down to its key elements and keep it that way. Don't overthink and don't overprocess as far as that goes.
And probably figure out that some of us can make these decisions, or, we can complete the issue, the task on our own because we're smart people.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust your talent that you have in the back. You were talented enough to hire them, so trust them and their abilities. Don't step on their toes.
Cool. Now we have 2 more slides that you brought. Let's bring up the second last one. And not everyone may be able to see this, but it's a computer screenshot. Tell us about it.
This is our management system that we use. It has every work order that's in the shop or completed, and they all have flags. The green check mark essentially means that the work is authorized. So our technician's not questioning, hey, I wonder if they've sold that job yet or not. They can instantly pull up on their home screen whether what all is authorized on the job and what's been deferred. The square check or the square with the check mark in it just means that the inspection has been completed. That means our advisors are probably working on an estimate at that time on those. They also have flags whether they're drop-offs, waiters, and they are prioritized for the technicians as well. So.
Cool. Got it. And then the next slide.
That is our instant messaging system. You can see on there as soon as I authorized the work order for that, it'll pop up a message instantly on my technician's screen, and it will pop up in front of anything that you're looking at on the screen to tell you that he can see now that work order for Mr. Monroe was authorized, and he can go ahead and carry on with the work.
Is this part of your shop management system or something separate?
It's part of the shop management system.
It is. Cool.
Yep.
Great. Wow. So let's sum this up, Craig. Excellent job so far. I love that you kept it tight. You kept focus on our industry because, of course, lean, 7 wastes, and the 5 S's is big stuff for big companies.
Yeah.
And how great it is that you brought this into Fine-Tune Automotive. Now, how can lean help us improve profitability?
First of all, lean is about eliminating waste, and waste is time, money, and like I said, once you boil everything down to what is the key element that is going to bring value to the customer. Bringing value to the customer is something that they're willing to pay for. So if it's something that a customer is not willing to pay for, then we're not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
So.
I've heard shop owners say, wouldn't it be so nice if during those first 6 hours of the day, we were so darn productive. We billed a lot of hours. We were very efficient, less walks, less time doing things. And a customer comes in, possibly a new customer or a loyal legacy customer, and says, hey, something came up. And you've got time at the end of the day to take them because you did so many things right earlier.
Yeah. We measure our shop efficiency. We actually, our goal on our QDEP report as far as productivity for our technicians is to complete at least 90% of the work that is sold during the day. So we try to get 90% of any of the work. We try to have less than 10% carryover to the next day. So.
That's a great goal. It's a great goal. Any other final words on this that we maybe the words of encouragement, Craig, is how do I start?
It seems like a very complex thing to do when you've been doing it a different way for so long, but it's not. Don't be intimidated by it. Do a little bit of research on 5S, maybe because that's the first place to start. It's to kind of 5S your shop, and then once you see the benefits of that with less wasted time looking for tools, and safety even. So I mean, we don't have any downtime because of injured technicians because they tripped over something that's not in its place. There are multiple benefits to implementing lean into your shop environment. So yeah, don't be intimidated by and
don't be intimidated. Read a book or two if you have to. Watch a video or two. But anyone, if we could bring up that picture, the first picture that we had again, I'd love to be able to see that and show the simplicity of being able to do stuff like this, Craig. I don't think you have to be a lean black belt, a Six Sigma black belt in lean in order to do stuff like this to start.
Yeah. Just start with simple steps, simple organization of your shop, and you'll see the benefits immediately.
Wow. Thank you so much. Craig Caudale from Fine Tune Automotive, the manager there with a lot of experience and background in lean from his previous jobs. And of course, he's from Kenny Weddow's Fine Tune Automotive out in Erie, Colorado. And if you want to see the full shop tour, Aftermarket Weekly episode 047. And when I saw that tour, that's when I realized that we should hold this episode. So it was really impressive. Hey, thanks for all your great hard work and for being here with us on CarmCast 90.
Thanks for having me, Carm. We appreciate it.